we're not done yet. We're not done yet. In fact, we saved the best for the last.
I think everyone's probably mad Marie Judd didn't come and join us on stage.
That's right.
That was literally the Laverne and Shirley thing. Our customers are fun. So we're going to go to question number 3. What should I do about it? And this is all about actions. We've said it like 15 times, so in secret, we've been hinting at this the entire time, although not really that secretively. And really what we're going to focus on is, if you look at the button marks, there we go. This diagram I showed earlier, we're going to zoom in on the stuff below the journey. So these are the conversations, the interactions that you're having, the engagements you're having with your customers. And just to make the same point I made earlier, there's a lot of places where you're talking to them, some of which you have some semblance of control over, some of which you have no control over. And ultimately, one of our big initiatives, one of our big goals as a company is to make it easier for your customers to engage with you and for you to manage those conversations and engage back with your customers, right? We talked about SLAs, we talked about what teams are managing these types of things and all of that. And so last year, we launched our inbox solution. And the idea is that this is the central place for every single customer conversation that you're going to have. And this is something that has grown over the last year and is going to continue to grow over time. And the simple idea was, we thought we were pretty cool because we allowed you to have your reviews, your social, your surveys, and your direct messages managed all on the same platform. And then you all, our customers, came back to us and said, yeah, but I got to click on reviews to look at reviews. I got to click on surveys to look at surveys. I got to click it. You get the idea.
Hey, for my ADHD brain, that was fun, but...
And thankfully, we got to go to Pranav and say, can you fix this? And that's what Inbox is all about, right? At the end of the day, we want to not only put all the stuff in one place, but make it even easier for you to manage the conversations that are happening within it. And so we'll jump quickly into what we do today. If we can roll the video that we have. This is kind of the idea of how this is supposed to work, right? I'm a property manager. A direct message comes through. It's assigned to me automatically. I'm able to come in. This is our mobile app view. This also works on desktop. See the historical conversation I've had with that customer. See notes from my colleagues, my peers, helping inform me about what's needed. Respond directly to that customer's need in the moment, in real time, on the move, right? In this case, it's on the mobile app. And hopefully close the loop and really meet the need of what that customer requires. We also have another part of this that I really wanted to call out. Let's say I need to look at how I've managed previous conversations in this light before. We have keyword search across the entire inbox available in our mobile app. So I can go in and I can say, when's the last time I talked about appointments, and did I forget this one point I was supposed to make? I can literally see that download of all the conversations I've had related to that topic, that keyword. And this is all today, right? This is my job is to say what we have today.
Yep.
And just to be clear, right, because we haven't yet fulfilled that complete centralized inbox for all customer conversations. Today, direct messages across your social channels, SMS direct messages, Google Business Chat, social posts, and replies all live in inbox.
That's right.
Pranav, you know what you need to do. You need to walk us through what we're going to get tomorrow.
But before that, 2 things. Did you see that Phil was talking to himself in that inbox conversation? Come on, Phil.
The alert, it ruined me.
And you still made a spell error when you were talking to yourself. So what does that say?
I can't type regardless of device.
All right. The second part is the mobile app is available today on both Apple and Google Play stores. Please download it. You get a lot of notifications in real time. And I'm going to cite an actual customer example where the mobile app is helping them out a lot. So like Phil said, our vision was to create a single inbox. And quite honestly, from a place of humility, we thought that was the right thing to do. And until we were on a customer advisory board call. And we take both good and bad feedback because that's what we are as a company. We want to learn from you. The way we have grown over the last 10 years is by listening to each and every one of you and understanding what we need to do next. And one of the stakeholders in the customer advisory board said, this is literally the killer app for experience management. Why? Because it now allows people on the front lines to not be tied to a desktop. They can be on their mobile phones. they'll get the right message delivered at the right time. And I'm going to help you see how that is going to happen. So Phil showed you the mobile app. This is the web app view. This exists today. It's bringing in social posts, social messages, Google My Business messages, as well as SMS. And SMS works both ways. So you can get feedback, and you can reach out to customers from this inbox. Now, what we want to build in the future is a version that combines all of that private and public feedback, solicited and unsolicited feedback, that feedback everywhere, into this single inbox. So you get your Instagram comments, because I'm a big believer Instagram is going to keep becoming more and more powerful in the way Facebook is performing. You'll get the venerable Google review. So whenever a customer leaves a review, it is going to flow in the inbox. Now somebody at the front line just needs to spend time here, and they can even respond to reviews from here. The Facebook message or Facebook post that comes in, any survey that is coming into you is also delivered into this inbox. And I'll walk you through how we'll help you make sense of this, because no, we're not going to bombard you all at once with this data. We're going to categorize it. We're going to have some due dates around it. And finally, SMS messaging. This is one place where all of your feedback aggregates. We got an example from a storage company. We had a program director in marketing who mentioned to me that his general managers at that storage facility sometimes are the only person in that entire storage facility, right? So they're the only person. When prospects come in, they're the ones who are helping them out. When customers come in, they're the ones who are helping them out. For them, the mobile app has been a game changer, because they don't need to now worry about missing a review or missing an inbound message. So that's why, again, download the app if you haven't already. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring those reviews, those social comments, the messages in one place, and then you guys saw our journey insights. We want to feed those journey insights using our text analytics algorithm. So we want to actually look at what is it that this message or this post or this review is about, categorize it, give you an idea of whether it's positive or negative sentiment. Why? Because the customers, the consumers don't care. They want to reach out to you. They want to provide feedback. They want you to understand what it is that you do well and what it is that you need to improve on. And so getting this into the inbox, getting this categorized is the fastest way to achieve that. Similarly, I talked about the general manager at the storage facility. One of the things he mentioned is when their GMs are going and getting a tour done, they'll often run into scenarios where somebody messages them on Google, and they don't know that the message has come in. They've been on their feet for 2 hours, 3 hours. Doreen knows what I'm talking about. And they're on their feet for 2 hours, 3 hours. They come back, they've lost the lead. Well, now what we want to do is we don't want that to happen. We're going to be introducing automated responding. What this means is, don't worry, we're not going to answer your business questions on your behalf, but when that GM is busy, we're going to just reply back to that consumer saying, hey, we're currently not available. We're facing a high volume of traffic, and we will get back to you. If you want, why don't you leave your name and phone number, and we'll reach out to you. And guess what? We have the ability to send out text messages. We will reach out to them afterwards and not lose that lead. Now, to just give out a stat, I hope Doreen doesn't mind, that this customer ran the inbox for about a month. They got 22 leads delivered to them. More importantly, they got 4 conversions on Google, which they would typically not have gotten. Each conversion, $7,500 for that entire year, right? So I'm not even talking about the lifetime value. This was a huge win for them.
And Pranav, I want to hone in on Google for a second, because they have rules that I hope you can elaborate on why autoresponder makes sense across the board, but specific to them.
That's right. So what Phil is mentioning is Google believes in the power of messaging so much that they're putting all their investment behind messaging. They actually want you to respond within a certain SLA because they want consumers to get that frictionless experience. And so that's where the autoresponder comes in. Now, for those of you who want, we also have access to your business listings data. We know the days that you're operational. We know when you're open, when you're not. We can even configure rules to respond back. If somebody says, are you open on Sunday? You don't need to waste your GM's time on that. The bot can respond on that behalf. So if you're interested in learning more about this solution, especially around the bot side, because this is an actual working example from a customer tenant. If you want to understand how this works, Timichu, our leader for social and inbox and experience, is going to be happy to walk you through this. I'm super excited about this functionality because we are in the business of getting prospects into customers, right? Converting prospects into customers. This is the fastest way to achieve that. Now, assume that the bot responded, but the GM was like me, they forgot, they still did not respond. What you can do is you can actually set a due date on those responses. So you can say, within 3 days of a customer inquiry, I want the human, the GM, to close the loop. And in that scenario, if I'm on my mobile device, I'll get a notification saying, this thing is due, why don't you respond to it? So again, we want to take out the problem where the GM has to remember 10 things when they're the only person at the storage facility, or the only person at the dealership, or the only person at the front line of a property or a hospital. So we want to give them the power of being reminded. It's not just going to be reminders that are manual, we're also going to set up automated reminders. So what you see on your screen, do not stress, I'll tell you what that is, are reminders on things like reviews, social, posts, messages, surveys. Why do we have different reminders? Because the expectations on these are different. You want to help your frontline respond to these different channels in a very different way. If a message comes in on Google where somebody is interested in looking at the property or the storage facility, set a 30-minute timer around that. If something comes in where somebody provides a survey feedback, you know what, you could take a day and the customer would understand. Social post, on the other hand, might need to be responded to in the next 2 hours. So we will set that up in the platform for you so that you don't have to worry about how to do this. Obviously, with everything we do in Reputation, the power lies with you. You can go in at any time and you can modify these SLAs.
The other thing that's kind of introduced in this concept is just simply treating different channels uniquely based on what your business's needs are, right? So in this example, it's due dates, right? Give me a different SLA depending on the channel. In another example, it might be who's actually responsible for responding to these conversations, right? So team A manages my social comments and reviews. Team B manages my surveys. And direct messages, it's kind of a mix. We want to set up that logic. That way, if I'm only responsible for certain conversations, I don't have to sort through a mess. I log into my mobile app and I see everything that's assigned to me and I kind of just go through my queue. That's the idea behind that.
When you're not talking to yourself, that is. All right, so I'm going to bring in Melissa Stiles, the VP of Sales and Marketing at Storage Asset Management. They have actually been trialing out a lot of this functionality as we speak. They have been enrolled in a beta program, and they have been actively trying out things like bots. They have been trying out Google reviews, posts. So you will hear it firsthand from them what their experience has been with the product. So Mr. Joe Fuca, come on back with Melissa Stiles.